What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So I got to talk about this. I have to give my statement about this because every time something concerns me or something bothers me or it's something that I'm passionate about or I feel strongly about, I share it with you guys. And y'all know how I am. This is what I do. So let's get to the bare knuckles of this thing. There's a guy, and I'm gonna post the full video so you can see it. There's a guy in Arizona, and the video may be circulating amongst conservative circles. There's a guy in Arizona that got arrested by the police at a school board meeting. And I believe it was a school board meeting, right? So, and this guy has, supposedly there's patriots are saying this guy, he was unlawfully arrested by the police and all this other stuff. And let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell you something. In order to be successful in anything that you do, you have to be a person of integrity and balance in a balanced perspective. You can't walk around and be a lunatic and think that the world owes you something, no matter if you're conservative or not. You can't be a tool and think that you're going to somehow win over people and be successful. Let me give you the tale of two people, the tale of two men and two successes. So you got the one guy, I think his name was Steven or something. I honestly forget his name. I met him once. I'm in a picture with him. And when I saw the video, I didn't even realize that was the guy that I had met before. So I gave an honest opinion about his arrest. I was watching the video and I'm like, this guy's such a jerk. He goes out, and I don't know if you guys know who James T. Harris is. James T. Harris is one of my good friends. James T. Harris is the one is responsible for pretty much red pilling me when I was a Tucson police officer. So the gentleman is on the video talking trash about James T. Harris, saying he's a fake conservative and all of these different things, which now that's strike one. Charlie Kirk was there. Y'all know who Charlie Kirk is. I have incredible respect for the brilliance and the hard work that Charlie Kirk has been doing for I don't know how many years, since he was 18, changing the world. What would the world be without Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA? I don't think we would have a country, especially not a next generation, without Turning Point, at least striving to do things that nobody else is doing on college campuses. The guy is in the video talking trash about Charlie Kirk and trying to act like, oh, he's just coming here because he's... Bro, you can't be a conservative and come across as a complete hater. And so the guy's talking bad about Charlie Kirk. I'm going to share the video so you can watch it for yourself. Antagonizing the police department. Antagonizing people who are working the school board meeting. Let me explain to people so they know very clearly the stance of law enforcement in these environments. Police officers are not here to have a constitutional debate with you. When the police officers are at a school board meeting or any kind of meeting that is open to the public by law, police officers are not there to arrest people and do anything but preserve the peace. Now, when you're there to preserve the peace, if someone commits a crime, then you are responsible for being accountable to arresting that person. At this school board meeting, and the laws are very clear around this particular meeting, and I keep calling it a school board meeting. I believe that's what it was all about. It probably wasn't a school board meeting. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know exactly what specific meeting it is, but I know that it was a meeting that was open to the public by law. You have to let people in on this particular meeting, because if you do not, the public, you can't do these things in private, right? The city cannot do these things in private. So they have the Constitution of the state of Arizona, and I think it applies around the entire country, is that in these particular meetings, people have a right to be in the meeting. However, when they have these COVID restrictions and all this other stuff, that changes the game, and they don't have to let you in an event, but they have to make the event live stream and publicly available. So if someone needs to tune in, they can see it. But this guy, he couldn't help himself but to be an a-hole to people. And the police officers were being nice to the guy, and then he still was antagonizing. And I'm not gonna go. I'll share the video so y'all can watch it. But these situations where you have conservative people trying to be viral and trying to be the next big hit, that is not going to help the movement. If you go to an event and you get arrested and you didn't accomplish anything because you are now arrested, what good did you actually do? And I'm going to go on to a broader issue. Think about this for a minute. Where is Charlie Kirk and where is Laura Loomer? Where is Candace Owens and Laura Loomer? Some of y'all know who Laura Loomer is, but if you're so radical and so off-putting and ridiculous, and they kick you off of all the platforms, how are you going to really get your message out there? There is a time and a place to fight fire with fire. And there's a time and a place to be strategic and smart about your dealings. If you get banned on all social media platforms, how are you going to make a difference the way you could if you don't get banned? I still talk a massive amount of stuff. I don't say everything on social media platform because I don't want to get banned. Why, Brandon? Because I reach over 30 million people a month. Do I want to be an extremist and get banned from their platforms and reach nobody a month? Or do I want to reach 30 million people and I can take you off site to something that I have established to tell you the full truth and nothing but the truth? You got to have a balance. If I go to a school board meeting or a political meeting and I am now wanting to make a difference, I'm going to do what Charlie Kirk did. I'm going to hold my peace. And you let me into the event, and then I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and I'm gonna get up out of there. I'm not gonna go and try to press you on a constitutional issue and argue with the police officers, and then get arrested, and then have a GoFundMe, because now I want you to pay for my legal fees. Charlie Kirk don't have any legal fees, does he? James C. Harris don't have any legal fees. He don't have to have a GoFundMe. Nobody have to waste money trying to get him out of jail when they can donate and spend money to him doing something positive in the right direction. I don't understand. I don't understand how people fall for this. And conservatives do this day in and day out. Oh, we got to fight. Okay, how did the Capitol work for you? How did the Capitol work for you? I didn't go to the Capitol. Why? Because I know I'm not finna go do nothing. Yeah, because going and showing up at the Capitol is not going to do anything. You're just going to get yourself in trouble because you ain't finna take it there. And this is the thing about fighting. You'll learn this when you fight. If you're in a fight, you need to go all the way, or you don't go all, or you don't fight. If you play in the middle in a fight, you're gonna get knocked out. If you're gonna go to the Capitol to protest, you better be willing to go all out. Because if you don't go all out and you want to just go take selfies and go viral on the gram because I'm in the Capitol and I'm holding podiums, you go to jail. You're giving them leverage to now politicize what you've done, and then you go to jail. Brandon Tatum is not in jail. Nobody's coming to Brandon Tatum's house to investigate me, and I'm not saying what they're doing is right. All I'm saying is that you got to be smarter. I stayed at home. I wasn't going to the Capitol because I know they weren't going to do nothing. I know nobody was going to do anything. And I know that there's a such thing called Capitol Police. And if you're not willing to go with put your life on the line, then what are you doing? And the girl Abbott, the young girl that was killed, I say young girl, the young lady that was killed, I think her name is Abbott. No, it's not Abbott. I can't remember. Now I can't remember her name. I think it was Abbott. Y'all give me the name in here if you will. I'm thinking of Governor Abbott, but then I'm like, am I mixing their two names up? So she was killed, right? Now, there's two sides to this. I personally believe that I would like to see an investigation done to make sure that this was protocol. Because it's Ashley Babbitt. That's what it is. Babbitt. I said Abbott. I'm thinking of Governor Abbott in Texas. Anyway, Ashley Babbitt. There's two sides to this. One side is that I want an investigation done to see, or at least I want to know, is this protocol that somebody can shoot you in the neck without you really presenting yourself as a deadly threat? You don't have a weapon. You clearly have not even fully breached a door. You're at the top of the door climbing over, and you get shot in the neck, is that proper protocol to shoot somebody in the neck with no attempt to shoot them in center mass? And if he shot in the neck on accident and he meant to shoot her center mass, I would like for there to be somewhat of an investigation. However, if you show up at the Capitol and you are going to break your way past this door, what do you want? You weren't ready for the drama, but you went to the drama zone. So I'm not sitting here acting like she's completely absolved of anything as well. What are you going to do when you got on the other side of the door? What are you going to do? When you jump through the window, just say they let you jump through the window. When you got to where were you going to go? You have a man pointing a gun at you and telling you to get down. Whatever he was saying, he's pointing a gun. When you get past the door, what are you going to do now that you're on this side? Are you going to fight? Are you going to run after people in Congress? Are you going to fight the guy with the gun? Do you have do you have weapons? I mean, you got to put two and two together, man. Conservatives can't be just so one-sided. I would love to see an investigation because it looked like they shouldn't have shot her in the neck. But also, I'm not finna act like she was a savior and a hero because you're going up against the Capitol Police. If you want to take it there, then take it there. Don't be halfway in and out where you kind of want to be violent, but then you really don't want to be violent. You got to understand this. Our government, whether you like it or not, they're going to protect the Capitol. So if you think you're going to go to the Capitol and do anything, you better be ready to fight the government. You better be ready to go toe to toe with, Capitol Police and Secret Service. Now, if you ready to take it there, and I'm not telling anybody to do this, I don't think it's a smart idea to do this. Then you need to take it there. Don't be halfway in the middle, and then you get hurt, and then you didn't accomplish anything. At the end of the day, what was accomplished on January 6th? Nothing. It really just made the situation worse. Now, I'm not against people protesting, but accomplish something if you do. If you're going to go all out, do something that's going to yield a result. Most people were just taking selfies and hanging out, flying Trump flags or whatever. What is that? What do you do then? And then conservatives came out and bashed. They came out and bashed the people at the Capitol. The dumbest circle of events that I've ever seen in United States history. You got a president that's saying they stole the election. They're trying to kick your president out. This is the worst thing in American history. This is the 1776. You got a president who's making statements that they are getting ready to thwart your justified, your constitutional right to vote. So then that enrages people because I was enraged. It enrages people. And then you do it right down the street from the Capitol, as if radical people aren't going to take advantage of what you said and go and infiltrate a conservative protest to create violence to make conservatives look bad. Stevie Wonder can see that they would infiltrate maybe an earnest attempt to be upset about the election. But why did the Trump see that? And then the people that showed up, what were y'all doing anyway? You didn't want to really do anything. You didn't have weapons. You just was in there pushing and shoving the police officers. And then when conservatives do that, other conservatives come out and bash them. I never came out and said that I was against what happened at the Capitol. I mean, I don't have no say in that. I think people do what they do. If you think the election is stolen, then what are you going to do about it? I think that people had an earnest feeling of, how that all happened. But I didn't come out and say they should be wrong. This is un-American. It's like, hey, I don't think it's un-American for people to protest and for people to, you know, sometimes push the limits. I don't see there being a problem with that. Now, you know, but you can't do that and then turn around and bash all these people on TV. And Donald Trump even bashed them. Donald Trump bashed him. Donald Trump bashed the people on the TV. Y'all forget that? He said, these are not my supporters that are at the Capitol doing this. You know, these aren't my supporters. So what a dumb circle of conservative foolery. And I'm gonna say this. And somebody said Trump didn't incite violence. I don't think he necessarily did, but I think his comments could definitely make America feel like, well, we need to step. What we gonna do about it? If you're saying they stole election, what do you expect people to do about it? Tweet? Are they going to go try to disrupt the vote that's going to secure what they believe is a stolen election? You know, my thing is this, man. Conservatives aren't doing, not all, y'all perfect. I'm talking about somebody else. We're not doing ourselves any favors. We go out and bash it. Then the left say, look, they bashing it. Look, we all agree. This is an insurrection. Now people are sitting in jail right now because we have unilaterally, not unilaterally, but universally agreed that this was wrong and that these people weren't right. And violence is never the answer. When liberals burn a whole city down and Democrats act like they didn't see nothing. Well, it was mostly peaceful. What are you talking about? No, this is just an attack on the people who are out here. Trump should have been like, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't watched the video, but I know that there was a couple 100,000 people who were peaceful, standing up for the rights of their country. I don't know what you're talking about. 99.9% of these people are peaceful. The talking point around the conservative circle should have been, it's mostly peaceful, mostly peaceful, mostly peaceful. We should have never conceded. I didn't. I'm talking about as a conservative group, we should have never conceded to the fact that this was a violent interaction and an insurrection. Shot ourselves in the foot. And then, like I said to the beginning of this video, the guy, Steven, whatever his name is, in Arizona, they got arrested. I'm a patriot. Look at me. I got arrested. Go fund me. You didn't accomplish anything. And this is what we consistently do. The government is, you are the one that voted for this governor, that unilaterally violated the state constitution. But why are you arguing with the school board? Why are you arguing with the city council? You need to go to the governor, who has created this unilateral executive authority to mandate businesses make you wear a mask and social distance. Why are you arguing with the police officers? You should go to the governor, because you allowed them to have vested interests. I think I'm saying that word right. You've allowed them to have the power that they have in a crisis to make executive decisions. You did that. So instead of arguing with it, go and recall the governor. You know, I get mad when people talk about police. When I go to police officers, when I go to the police department, when I was a police officer and we go to events to preserve the peace, we're not concerned with your arguments about this party or this party. You just need to be civil. If you feel like the city or the school district or whatever is violating your constitutional rights, that's not an argument that you have with a police officer. That's not an argument that you have with a police officer. What is the police officer going to do? Pull out a gavel and say, you're right in the court of law. We've made our arguments and you're actually right. They're violating your constitutional rights. That's not an argument that you're going to have on that day. And so if you decide to push the envelope and become disorderly, and after a reasonable request to leave, you don't leave the premise and they arrest you for trespassing, then what are you complaining about? People got to understand violation of a person's constitutional rights. In order to claim that a police officer violated your constitutional rights, it has to be clearly evident that in a clear evidence of a articulable constitutional right that a police officer knowingly violated. If you are having a spout with the city that's having a public meeting and they are not following protocol to the umpteenth power, the police officer is not there to arbitrate that. They're not there to negotiate. Well, this person is technically, they're not there to do that. That's a constitutional battle that you're going to have to fight with the city in the court of law. I don't understand why people can't understand that. Now, if you are standing there and a police officer say, let me search your pockets, and you're like, well, I'm not detained, and I told you no, I'm telling you I don't want you searching my pockets, then they're violating your constitutional right to search and seizure. That's a clear violation of your constitutional right. Whether the school board or the city that is getting direction from the governor, that's getting direction from the city manager, that is now telling the school to have restrictions around COVID-19 is a convoluted mess that is not a clear act of violating somebody's constitution or constitutional rights. Oh, but they violated my constitutional rights. They violated my constitutional rights. It's like, no, don't be a tool bag, okay? Be respectful to other people. You have never seen me go to an event and argue with the police and all this stuff. You'll never see me do that, man. Look, this is how I feel. The officer tells me, well, I'm not letting you in. Okay, I just need your badge number and whatever. And I need to talk to your supervisor. I don't need to argue with you. We don't need to argue. What are we arguing about? If you violated my constitutional rights, what am I gonna do, fight you? And then I'm gonna go to jail for assaulting a police officer. What's your badge number? I have my camera out. You're telling me that I can't do this. You are on camera saying that you're violating my constitutional rights. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna stand here, and when this is all said and done, I'm gonna report you, and you. You don't even need to talk. You don't have nothing to say. You don't need to argue. If the guy went up to a person in the that was managing, is like, well, we can only let 25 people in at a time. Okay, get the person's name and say, you're telling me that I can only have 25 people in at a time. Well, the state law says that you have to allow it to be available. And then they come back and say, well, we can't make it available physically, but you can watch it we stream it so anybody can have access to it, so it's not done in secret. That's the end of the argument. But if you want to still argue, you're not going to win that. You're not going to win it. And I don't know, my wife, are you sleeping with the baby, or can you come on live, sweetheart? Let me know, because I got a couple minutes today. Come over here for the stuff. But like conservative, Republican, you know, that's why nothing gets done, because I feel like people are so worried about being viral that they're not being smart. They're not actually doing anything. They raise a lot of money, but they're not doing anything. They're not effective. Somebody said it's annoying me when cops enforce the COVID crap, but I would never defund them or be violent towards them like Dems do. I can't sleep. Okay. Somebody said show the video. Corinne, if you got the video, can you post it in the comment section, and then I'll pin it so people can see the video that I was talking about at the beginning. And you can see much of a tool bag this guy is. And I met him before, and I thought, but bruh, it is what it is, man. You a tool. You're being a jerk, man. I don't like people like that. Oh, look at this person. They're a fake conservative. Look at these fake conservatives. Oh, they only show up because, come on, bro. Do you and let them do them. And at the end of the day, you know, we'll see. So yeah, sweetheart, just post the link and then people can go watch it. Post the link. All right, thoughts on Amazon and Bezos. I think Amazon is probably the greatest invention, most convenient company ever to exist. Jeff Bezos, I don't know Jeff Bezos personally. So that's all I'll say about that. I don't know much about it. Please discuss Joe Biden and Putin. Biden is a complete, If you can't find a weaker president than Joe Biden. And it's funny because Putin, I'm gonna say this ever since, and I don't know the history of Putin and Russia. I would have to Google and look up the atrocities that Putin has just bestowed on his own people. I would have to look it up. I don't believe our government telling us that. When I see the government say Putin is this, Putin is the Kremlin is this to his people, I don't believe it. I need to research it for myself, because every time I hear Putin talk, I'm like, this dude sounds better than our president. This dude sounds more of a beast than our presidents. Like he literally said that we don't execute people for political dissent. What happened to the young lady at the Capitol building? Look at all these people that are in jail because of January 6th. This is Putin said that. At least the translator was saying that Putin was saying that. I'm like, bro, he gangster and he get it. I think it's very suspicious that they shot Babbitt. I think it's suspicious that people are in jail right now for January 6th without due process. It appears for them not to have due process. Some of these people still sitting there and have not had a speedy trial or nothing. And I don't know how this stuff works, so I could be wrong. That could be law. But I think it's suspicious. Putin says it's suspicious. And Biden is so retarded that he can't even talk straight. He go to talk about Putin and go blank for 10 seconds. Is it dumb? Like, what are we doing, America? What in the fudge are we doing? This guy's the dumbest president ever in history. And we're just keeping it cool. It's totally fine. The dumbest guy in American history who can't even speak a full sentence. They have to have no cards. He's an old senile person, and he's the president of the United States. And Putin, I wish, it would be funny. I ain't gonna say I wish. It would be interesting to see Putin just slap Biden. Just walk across the table and slap him for disrespecting him. I would laugh. I would laugh if I saw that. I would laugh. I wouldn't even be mad. Like, I wouldn't even be mad. Because Biden is completely I want to cuss, but I'm not. Did you vote for Trump? Yeah, I voted for Trump twice. What a Joe Biden has Alzheimer's. I used to feel like, man, they better get him out of there before he die on the TV. Man, look, if Biden croak on the TV and start spazzing out, forget his name and stuff on TV, that's their fault. They should have never put a man up there with the beginning stages of a mental descent on the television. Somebody said, how was the UFC? The UFC, that was one of the funnest things I've ever done. Shout out to Dana and the UFC, man. That was cool. I'm gonna have to go to more fights. Seeing people get knocked out right there in person is kind of fun. Make me want to start fighting. But I don't want to have them things on my ears, man. And I'm not willing to put that much time into it, to be honest. Somebody said beginning. You need to do a live on YouTube about Amazing Lucas. Yeah, I mean, I could. It'll be good. But I don't want to get that food no more. That dude is crazy, man. People are crazy. People are crazy. You know, it's funny that I love Dana White is one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. Dana White is one of the coolest, nicest people that I've ever met. Like, that dude is like one of my favorite people. Like, Dana, when I first met Dana, he was cool with me. And I feel like he a big deal. Like, I think Dana White is more of a big deal than Justin Bieber. Like, I think Dana White is a big deal. And he never act like he was a big deal. He was just cool, man. Hey, what's up, B. Tatum? What's up, man? I'm like, dude, that's cool, man. That's cool. That dude got so much money and so much popularity that he could be a jackwagon. He can be walking around, watch out, bro. You ain't popular enough for me to say nothing to you. He wasn't like that. That dude, Dana White, is cool, man. I really like Dana White. And then it makes me want to support the UFC more, because they got people like him that are, running the UFC or have a huge influence in the UFC. So it's like, UFC is my sport now. I don't watch football. I don't watch none of that stuff. I watch the UFC. That's my sport. I won't watch football again. That's how I say that. Biden did what in 47 years? Not a dang thing, and people still voting for him. Biden is the answer to all of our problems. Like he just popped on the political scene. Man, that fool been in office forever. Let's see. Lucas was doing a live about you last night. Man, Lucas, I went and commented on this thing, and I could tell he blocked my comments on the YouTube channel. Lucas is the fakest dude ever, man. These people, I want y'all to realize something. You got to really be careful with conservatives and liberals. Like, you can't take anybody for granted. Let people's work history and consistency dictate whether you support them or not. Man, y'all got to understand, like, I came into this thing as a police officer. I wasn't in politics. I wasn't in the mix. I knew nothing about YouTube, Facebook, social media influence. I knew nothing about none of this stuff, man. I came into it green, and I thought everybody was at face value. I thought people were really genuine. And then as time go along, you say, I don't think anybody's genuine. I think everybody's fake. I think 90% of people that are publicized in the conservative movement, 90%, I think they're not who you think they are. They may say what's right. They may act like they don't. You catch them at a bar. You catch them on the off screen. You like, dang, bro. You act like that? Like, when you're on camera, you seem like a really cool person that's well put together. Off camera, you a mess. You an immature mess. I won't say the political person's name, but I remember a guy was running for political office in California, and I was at a conservative event and I met him, and I was like, this dude was talking about gambling and girls and going to Vegas, and I'm like, bro, you a political candidate. Why are you talking to people like this? And then one girl that I was talking to, because I kind of liked her, so we kept in contact. We went to dinner once. She was telling me how this dude tried to come to her room. Like, and this dude is running for office. These people have no regard. They have no integrity. And I'm looking like, bro, like, if she did let you come to, you running for office, bro, all she got to do is say you did something illegitimate to her and your whole campaign over. You know, just like the dude, Major Williams running in California. Like, bro, you really taking chances like that? You really taking chances like that, bro? You really sliding in people's DMs? I've seen text messages. You really doing that? You know, I just don't. I like, these people are not who you think they are. And it's funny because when everybody's on the same level, and it's the realest talk, this is the realest I've ever heard. When everybody's on the same level, nobody has a problem with anybody. Nobody has a problem with anybody. When people start growing and some people become more popular and others don't, that's when you see people fall out. When I was just getting started, Amazing Lucas was just getting started. What's his name? Can't think of that dude. This dude is even crazier than Amazing Lucas. Leo Dunson just getting started. Hotep Jesus was just getting started. Candace was just getting started. We all were just kind of Will Johnson, a couple other people. When we were all getting started, we all was fresh. Everybody was cool. Everybody would come to anybody event at any time. You know, Candace Owens she got really popular. Candace Owens put me on. Well, first of all, Charlie Kirk was popular. Charlie Kirk had an established organization. Charlie Kirk put Candace on. Candace got even more popular than Charlie Kirk. Candace put me on. And then I gained some popularity from being a part of what I think is a pretty significant organization. And when I got put on, I try to put everybody on. I try to put everybody on in the Black conservative movement. I flew out Amazing Lucas, all these dudes to Phoenix. We had a Black influencers retreat. Everybody was there. Everybody was cool. Some people kind of got butthurt they didn't get invited, but it's like, dude, I can't invite everybody that has ever existed. So I just got the people that I knew. Everybody was cool. Nobody had a problem with nobody. Nobody was really beefing. At the time, Amazing Lucas kind of had a problem with Candace Owens, but him and I sat down and man to man and had a talk about it, and he was cool. Then I put 400 people, when I had an opportunity, I invited 400 plus people to the White House. I found them, I researched, I picked names. We paid for every person to go to the White House. We raised money so 400 people can go. If you didn't have the money, if you had the money, you had to pay for yourself. You didn't have the money, and most people didn't have the money, we paid for your flight. We put you in a hotel. We raised money to get everybody out there that wanted to be a part of that. Every black conservative I could think about. Dudes that are popular now, that whatever, everybody. All the dudes that were hot. Maj Toure. I liked the guy. I thought he was doing something good. I didn't know him very well. Maj Toure had a chance to speak. Everybody that I could think of that I liked, that I thought was doing something, they all had a chance to speak. If I could have more speakers, I would have had more speakers. But I put all these people in there to speak and everything. We were all on the same level. Everybody was cool. What's his name? Forget his name now. The dude that's always cussing and smoking weed online. Everybody was cool, y'all. Everybody. Oh, when Candace started blowing up after Kanye, here you go. You got haters. Oh, she corporate. She doing this. She thinks she better than everybody. Oh, Candace Owens and fraud. What is her real story? Did she really get converted to being a conservative? Okay, now 5 years later or so, what are y'all saying now? She's not really a conservative. Only because she got successful. Only because she got successful. Let me go down and let my dude in. I forgot he's down there. Only because she got successful. Then when me being an entrepreneur and busting my tail and building everything on my own, I don't work with corporate organizations. Everything that B. Tatum is doing right now, which I did get, Turning Point did put me on. I'm a Charlie Kirk at Turning Point put me on, and Candace put me on. But I have to build this stuff on my own. So everything that I do, all my platforms and everything, nobody paid to promote my platforms. I was hustling, making content until I got to a point where I got a pretty significant following, and whatever you call it, following or influence on my own merit. And so, and things like that, then they start hating on you. Somebody said it's Turning Point falling apart. Nah, man, y'all. Like, I don't know why people have this obsession with hate. I'm finna go upstairs. I don't know why people have this obsession with having a problem with Turning Point. Is Turning Point perfect? No, they're not. Name another organization that has half of the influence as Turning Point. There is none. I'm talking about on college campuses. There is none. Is Turning Point perfect? Had there been, out of hundreds of thousands of young people, has Turning Point had some issues with people? Yeah. There's some people that have done things and said things that have been off-colored. But Turning Point is falling apart. No, I've been a part of Turning Point. Like that Charlie Kirk has done something really special. And whether people like it or not, Charlie Kirk is a special person. That dude can be president one day. I really do think he can. And is he perfect? He may not be, right? Me and him had some conversations before where I had an issue with something he did. But Turning Point is always pushing the envelope and doing great things. Nobody else is doing what Turning Point is doing. Turning Point is more popular than CPAC. Turning Point events is bigger than CPAC. Anyway. But everybody used to be cool, and now they hating. Now Brandon Tatum is fake. They weren't saying I was fake a long time ago when we were all on the same level. A lady called me the other day and say, Brandon, you're not for the movement anymore. Because of your lifestyle, the kind of car you drive, the kind of house you live in. You're not for the movement anymore. It's like, lady, we've donated more money than you are making your whole life. So what are you even saying? Like, because I'm successful? You doggone right I'm successful. You doggone right I'm going to be even more successful. So if you think I'm not a part of the movement now, just wait till another 3 or 4 years and you're going to really be sad. Because I'm ambitious. Why wouldn't I want to accomplish everything I can possibly accomplish while I'm alive? Life is short, man. I want to be the most wealthy person that I can ever be, serve people, honor God, give back, and create a legacy. So my son don't have to worry about working a 9 to 5. I want to have so much money that my son don't have to worry about working a 9 to 5. Am I going to give him money to just live off of? No, but I can put it in place to make sure he's successful. That's what people do to create generational wealth. You say, oh, now I know about making businesses. When my son is old enough to want to make a business, I can help him start his business. I can give him the funding so he don't have to go to a bank and pay back interest. That's in 30 years will be 3 times what they loaned him. I can help him develop his credit. I have the money and the resources to help him build wealth and success. Therefore, the family name will be generational. Who wouldn't do that? Why are you popular, Brandon? Because God made me popular. That's why I'm popular. Because God, not me. God did it. And so God blessed me. Why wouldn't I give God the credit, and why wouldn't I take advantage of what God has blessed me with? You know, it's funny that people like, they want you to be broke. Like the lady, I said, where you want me to live, in an apartment? Like, what are you even saying? The type of house you live in. What? And then I asked her, what kind of house I live in, ma'am? Well, how big is my house? Oh, you don't know. But you're telling me I live in a house that's too nice to be in the movement. Well, how much? She told one of my cars that I have. That's a really nice car. You know, it's used. It's a 2015. The car is 6 years old. I said, what model is my car? Well, you just shouldn't be driving that car. You should drive another car. That's just as expensive, brand new. The car that I drive is a really nice, prestigious car. However, when you look at the fact that it's 6 years old and the fact that I didn't pay cash for it, obviously I'm making payments on it, the car is nowhere near as significant. And she said, well, why don't you drive? I'll tell you the car that she said I should drive. Why don't you drive a Mercedes? I'm like, lady, a brand new AMG Mercedes costs more than the car I drive. What are you talking? I should drive a Mercedes? Like, shut up. I mean, I got a few different cars, you know. But why? Because I work hard. I don't sleep. I do videos every day. You should be successful, and that's for everybody. I'm just not doing what I do for me. I'm hoping that what I do inspire you guys. It inspire you to say, Brandon used to be a police officer. Now look at what he's been able to build. I can build if I put my mind to it. And if you do it for the right reasons, God will bless you. The reason these other people aren't, tell me a person that's not successful, that I'm talking about, that has been trying and been hustling and working, that's not successful, yet they worshiping God and praising God every day. I openly praise God on everything that I do. I pray in my live streams. I speak about God in every single speech that I do, because it's almost impossible to not talk about God when I tell my story. Tell me somebody. These other people, they don't believe in God. They don't honor God in what they do. It's about them. I do so much for people that I never even talk about. And one reason I don't talk about it, because I'm too busy. I'm thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I just always do kind things with people. Of course, I make way more money than I did as a police officer. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. And I give way more in tips and other things that I do for other people than I've ever done in my life. One kid that I mentor, I have probably given him more money than I made in 6 months as a police officer. Let me see. Let me be more realistic. Probably more than I made in 3 months as a police officer. That I just given away to one person that I mentor, that I believe in, that don't have a dad in his life, come from a single parent home. That brother is out here getting his degree, and when he called me and say, man, I just need a little help here, I don't hesitate. I am probably giving this young man thousands of dollars, and I will give more because I believe in him. And if he had his dad around, his dad probably would be able to do that. So, I mean, but I don't really publicize, and I'll never say who it is. However, my wish is, my goal is to do more for more people. I mean, to see officers crying on the phone when we have raised money for them that will change their lives. I didn't take none. One officer, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know if it'll get in trouble, but one officer we gave $75,000 to, that we raised as a collective. We crowdfunded $75,000 to. He cried to me on the phone and told me that, you know what, this must be God, because he was going check to check. He was in debt, barely making it. Car broke down, borrowing people's cars. And because of the department treating him a certain way, we decided to make an initiative to raise money for him. He got 100% of that money. I would love to have $75,000 in my bank account. I would love to. However, it wasn't about me. And then when we gave it to him, I realized that it really wasn't about me. It was something between him and God that y'all were a part of. This is the thing that just bothers me about people, is that how much do they give to other people? How are you treating people when you're out in public? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I treat everybody with respect. Anybody come up to me anytime, anywhere, I take a picture with them. I shake their hand and say hello. I was at the UFC fight. People were like, beat Tatum. Man, I was with other people. I let them walk on. I walked over, I shake their hand, talked to them. They said, can I get a picture? For sure, man. Here, snap it up. One guy said, man, I don't have my phone. I took a picture with my phone and sent him the picture on Instagram. Nobody would do that, man. No, most people wouldn't do that. But the reason I do that is because people like Dana White is so kind. And that dude make way more money than me. But he's just as kind as I am, or probably even kinder. And so I'm like, man, it make me want to feel like, yeah, I always be respectful to people. You see me in public. People have seen me in public in awkward situations, and I always give them a time of day. People call me, and I say this, and I hate when people do this. People call me, they find my number somewhere and they just call me. I never disrespect people who find my number and call me. I don't. I say, okay, I let them speak their part. Ask them. Anybody that messed around and found my number and called me, I don't disrespect nobody. Say, what are you calling me for? Hang up in their face. I say, okay, this person found my number. How can I help you? Like, since you found my number, what would you like to talk about? You know, and it's like, I get recognized everywhere I go. I was going to pick my wife's gift up from the mall. People right in front of the store recognize me. Beat Tatum. They want to take pictures of me. I was going to the bank to pay off my car, one of my cars that I sold. I had to pay the bank first to sell it because I was upside down on it. I would say, Sean, you know, my transmission went out in my car, and the transmission cost more than the car was worth, so I had to sell it. But I was going to the bank to pull the money out to go and pay the guy so he can, pay the bank so he can give me the car. I mean, so he can buy the car from me, to get the title and everything like that. And while I'm in the bank teller recognized me. And then the guy walked in and recognized me in the bank. I didn't say, man, I'm doing private stuff, man. What are you doing? I said, hey, what's up? Let's take a picture. What's up? It's cool. When I go to events, I stay until I take pictures with every person that want to take a picture with me. I have never not done that unless the venue closed and they wouldn't let me do it. Ask anybody who's seen me in public. So I'm not saying that to be argumentative with anybody. I'm just saying this to help people realize that you should be nice to people. You should be respectful to people. When you make it, you should put people on. I don't charge people to shout them out on my page. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people charging to give shout outs. But like, I see people's stuff I like, I give them a shout out. I don't charge people to promote them. I just give them a shout out. Because I've been blessed to have millions of followers. I like your content. What am I going to be hurt by promoting your content for free? You feel me? So, are they here yet? Not yet. Oh, just let me know when they get here. So that's all I'm saying, man. The bottom line to all of this is being a good person. There's so many people that are incredibly successful, billionaires that I've met, that are the nicest people I've ever met. Some people that make $100,000 a year are rude. They make $250,000 a year and they're rude. Rude. I'm too good to talk to y'all. I'm this and that. There's people that make billions of dollars that will go out their way to be nice to you. You know, I think Dana and them sold the UFC for billions of dollars. Like Dana White has got to be close to a billionaire. That dude seemed like a guy to take the shirt off his back for people. And he don't have to. He don't have to. That's how you should be. And that's why I feel like God has allowed me to be successful, because that's the type of person I am. I put people on. I give people opportunities. I don't be mean to people in public. Like, I stay to the end of events. If you come to see me, I'm going to talk to you. If I can, unless the venue closed, but you come to see me, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to shake your hand. I'm going to take a picture with you. Somebody said, do you have extra security around you? Nah, I'm strapped. Maybe I should. I've never had anybody. What's up, man? I never had anybody confront me, but I got my people here. We got to take care of some business. So I love you guys. Somebody said, can't wait for the energy drink. It's coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. The best energy drink you ever tasted. But let me get up out of here. We got some business to take care of. I love you guys. See you on the next one. And my wife post a video. Maybe we'll post a video on the YouTube. On my Instagram channel. See you guys later. Peace.